Hello, my friends. ESSA Group here to say we know you're busy. So let us help you pass the U.S. citizenship test. New videos added weekly, so please subscribe today. Are you ready? Let's get started with what is the supreme law of the land? What is the supreme law of the land? The Constitution. The Constitution. What does the Constitution do? What does the Constitution do? Any of these answers? Sets up the government, defines the government, protects the basic rights of Americans. The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these words? The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these words? Ready? We the people. We the people are the first 3 words of the Constitution. What is an amendment? What is an amendment? An amendment is a change or an addition, specifically to the Constitution. So either answer here is correct. It's a change to the Constitution or an addition to the Constitution. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? Answer? The Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? Okay, any of these will do. We just need one. We have speech, religion, assembly, press, and petition the government. These are all rights in the First Amendment. How many amendments does the Constitution have? How many amendments does the Constitution have? 27. 27 amendments. What did the Declaration of Independence do? What did the Declaration of Independence do? The Declaration of Independence. Any of these answers would be marked correct. The Declaration of Independence announced our independence from Great Britain, declared our independence from Great Britain, or simply said that the United States is free from Great Britain. The Declaration of Independence. What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? 2 rights. You can choose from these 3. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What is freedom of religion? What is freedom of religion? You can practice any religion or not practice a religion. Freedom of religion means that you can practice any religion or not practice a religion. What is the economic system in the United States? What is the economic system in the United States? Our economic system is known as a capitalist economy or a market economy. Either answer is correct. Capitalist economy or market economy? What is the rule of law? What is the rule of law? The rule of law means that everyone must follow the law, or leaders must obey the law, or government must obey the law. Basically, no one is above the law. Okay? Any of these answers would be marked correct. Very good. The rule of law. Name one branch or part of the government. Name one branch or part of the government. Okay. Here we have a few branches to choose from. We have Congress, legislative, president, executive, courts, or judicial. Okay, you only need to name one. And there they are: Congress, legislative, president, executive, the courts, or judicial. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? Here you can either say checks and balances or separation of powers. Checks and balances or separation of powers. Who is in charge of the executive branch? Who is in charge of the executive branch? Simply, the president. The president is in charge of the executive branch. Who makes federal laws? Who makes federal laws? Here you can say Congress, simply. You can say the Senate and House, or you can say legislature, the U.S. or national legislature. What are the two parts of the U.S. Congress? What are the two parts of the U.S. Congress? Okay, here we have the Senate and House. You can say the Senate and House of Representatives, or you can simply just say the Senate and House. They are the two parts of the U.S. Congress. How many U.S. senators are there? How many U.S. senators are there? There are 100 U.S. senators. We elect a U.S. senator for how many years? We elect a U.S. senator for how many years? 6. 6 years for a senator. 6 years for a senator. Who is one of your state's U.S. senators now? Who is one of your state's U.S. senators now? This is a trick question. Every state has 2 senators. You need to know one name. You can find out at senate.gov or ask us below and we'll help you out. The House of Representatives has how many voting members? The House of Representatives has how many voting members? The House has 435. 435 voting members in the House of Representatives. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? 2. 2 years for a U.S. representative. Name your U.S. representative. Name your U.S. representative. This is a tricky one here because it depends where you live. You'll need to go to house.gov to type in your zip code and your street address on the website. Who does a U.S. Senator represent? Who does a U.S. Senator represent? A U.S. Senator represents all people of the state. All people of the state. Why do some states have more representatives than other states? Why do some states have more representatives than other states? A couple ways you can say this. Because of the state's population, because they have more people, because some states have more people. Okay, all basically the same thing. We elect a president for how many years? We elect a president for how many years? 4. 4 years for a president. In what month do we vote for president? In what month do we vote for president? We vote for president in the month of November. November. What is the name of the President of the United States now? What is the name of the President of the United States now? That is Joe Biden. Joe Biden is president right now. What is the name of the Vice President of the United States now? What is the name of the Vice President of the United States now? Currently, the Vice President is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. If the President can no longer serve, who becomes President? If the President can no longer serve, who becomes President? The Vice President. If both the President and the Vice President can no longer serve, who becomes President? If both the President and the Vice President can no longer serve, who becomes President? That would be the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House would be next in line. Who is the Commander-in-Chief of the military? Who is the Commander-in-Chief of the military? The Commander-in-Chief of the military is the President. The President. Who signs bills to become laws? Who signs bills to become laws? The President. The President. Who vetoes bills? Who vetoes bills? That is the President. The President. What does the President's Cabinet do? What does the President's Cabinet do? The President's Cabinet advises the President. They are in charge of advising the President. The President's Cabinet. What are 2 cabinet-level positions? What are 2 cabinet-level positions? There's a lot you can choose from. You need to know 2 cabinet-level positions. We have the Secretary of Agriculture, the Secretary of Commerce, Secretary of Defense, Education, Energy, Health and Human Services, Secretary of Homeland Security, Housing and Urban Development, Secretary of the Interior, Secretary of Labor, Secretary of State, Transportation, Treasury, Secretary of Veterans Affairs, the Attorney General, and the Vice President. All of those people are on the President's Cabinet. You'll just need to know 2 of those cabinet-level positions. What does the judicial branch do? What does the judicial branch do? The judicial branch, could say this different ways, but you can choose from reviews laws, explains laws, resolves disputes, or decides if a law goes against the Constitution. So any of these answers would be correct. What is the highest court in the United States? What is the highest court in the United States? The highest court is the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court. How many justices are on the Supreme Court? How many justices are on the Supreme Court? There are nine justices on the Supreme Court. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? Currently, the Chief Justice is John Roberts. John Roberts, Chief Justice. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? Okay, you can choose from any of these. To print money, to declare war, to create an army, to make treaties. They are all powers of the federal government. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states? Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states? Okay, can choose any of these answers. Here we have provide schooling and education, provide protection, provide safety, give a driver's license, and approve zoning and land use. You just need to know one power of the states. Who is the governor of your state now? Who is the governor of your state now? Again, we have a state-specific question. Answers will vary depending where you live, and you can look at usa.gov or the National Governors Association at nga.org to find out the name of your governor, or you can ask us below. What is the capital of your state? What is the capital of your state? And of course, answers will vary here depending where you live. You'll need to find out the capital of your state. You can use Wikipedia, or you can ask us below. What are the two major political parties in the United States? What are the two major political parties in the United States? The two major political parties in the United States are the Democratic and Republican parties. The Democratic and Republican parties. What is the political party of the president now? What is the political party of the president now? That would be the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party. What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives now? What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives now? There are 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. There are 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. So you can choose from these. Citizens 18 and older can vote. You don't have to pay to vote. That would be a poll tax. Any citizen can vote, and also a male citizen of any race can vote. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? Okay. One responsibility only for citizens: to serve on a jury or to vote in a federal election. Okay, you only need to know one, but serve on a jury or vote in a federal election. Okay, either answer is correct. Name one right only for United States citizens. Name one right only for United States citizens. One right only for United States citizens. We have 2 choices here: vote in a federal election or to run for federal office. Vote in a federal election or run for federal office. What are 2 rights of everyone living in the United States? What are 2 rights of everyone living in the United States? Okay, you can choose any 2 of these: freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom to petition the government, freedom of religion, and the right to bear arms. These are rights of everyone living in the United States. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? Here you can choose either the United States or the flag. The United States or the flag. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? Okay, here we go. To give up loyalty to other countries, to defend the Constitution and laws of the United States, to obey the laws of the United States, to serve in the U.S. military if needed, to serve the nation if needed, and to be loyal to the United States. These are the promises you make when you become a United States citizen. How old do citizens have to be to vote for president? How old do citizens have to be to vote for president? 18 and older. 18 and older. What are 2 ways that Americans can participate in their democracy? What are 2 ways that Americans can participate in their democracy? Okay, we have a list here. You need to choose 2. Ready? To vote, join a political party, help with a campaign, join a civic group, join a community group, give an elected official your opinion on an issue, call senators and representatives, publicly support or oppose an issue or policy, run for office, or write to a newspaper. Okay, these are all ways you can participate in your democracy. When is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? When is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? The last day is April 15th. April 15th. When must all men register for the Selective Service? When must all men register for the Selective Service? Okay. All men must register at age 18 or between 18 and 26. Between 18 and 26. All men must register for the Selective Service. What is one reason colonists came to America? What is one reason colonists came to America? Any one of these? Top, freedom, for freedom, political liberty, religious freedom, economic opportunity, to practice their religion, or to escape persecution. Okay, any one of these reasons. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? Okay, before the Europeans arrived, we had the American Indians and the Native Americans. You can say it either way, American Indians or Native Americans lived in America before the Europeans arrived. What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves? What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves? They were Africans or people from Africa. Africans or people from Africa. Why did the colonists fight the British? Why did the colonists fight the British? Some reasons here. Because of high taxes, because the British Army stayed in their houses, because they didn't have self-government. Okay, you just need one reason for the test. Okay, why did the colonists fight the British? Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? That was Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? Exactly. We have July 4th, 1776. July 4th, 1776 was when the Declaration of Independence was adopted. There were 13 original states. Name 3. There were 13 original states. Name 3. All right, ready? Here we go. All along the East Coast, we have New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Okay, so these were the 13 original states. You need to remember 3 of them. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? What happened at the Constitutional Convention? Well, the Constitution was written, or the Founding Fathers wrote the Constitution. So, at the Constitutional Convention, the Constitution was written. The Founding Fathers wrote the Constitution. Either answer is correct. When was the Constitution written? When was the Constitution written? The Constitution was written in 1787. 1787. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. Okay. For the Federalist Papers, we have James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, or Publius. Okay, you just need to remember one name. What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? Benjamin Franklin, let's see. Lots of things. Actually, you can say a U.S. diplomat. He was the oldest member of the Constitutional Convention. He was the first Postmaster General of the United States. Benjamin Franklin was the writer of Poor Richard's Almanac, and he also started the first free libraries. Okay, so Benjamin Franklin, you just need to know one thing that he is famous for. Who is the father of our country? Who is the father of our country? George Washington. George Washington is the father of our country. Who was the first president? Who was the first president? George Washington. George Washington was the first president. What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803? What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803? That was the Louisiana Territory, or you can just say Louisiana. The Louisiana Territory or Louisiana. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. Okay, your choices here are the War of 1812, the Mexican-American War, the Civil War, or the Spanish-American War. Just need to remember one of these. Name the U.S. war between the North and the South. Name the U.S. war between the North and the South. That was the Civil War, also known as the War between the States, the Civil War, or the War between the States. Name one problem that led to the Civil War. Name one problem that led to the Civil War. Okay, here we have slavery, economic reasons, or states' rights. Slavery, economic reasons, or states' rights. Just one problem that led to the Civil War. What was one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? What was one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? Okay, one of these, he freed the slaves, he saved the Union, and he led the United States during the Civil War. So you can say any of these things. He freed the slaves, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, saved the Union, or he led the United States during the Civil War. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? The Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves. Freed the slaves. You can get more specific and say freed the slaves in the Confederacy, freed slaves in the Confederate States, freed slaves in most southern states. Okay, but the basic answer for the Emancipation Proclamation is freed the slaves. What did Susan B. Anthony do? What did Susan B. Anthony do? Susan B. Anthony fought for women's rights, or you can say she fought for civil rights. Either answer. Fought for women's rights or fought for civil rights. Susan B. Anthony. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. Okay. The 1900s, we had World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, or the Persian Gulf War. Okay. One war fought by the United States in the 1900s. Who was president during World War I? Who was president during World War I? World War I, we had Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson. Okay, lots of W sounds there. World War I, Woodrow Wilson. Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II? Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II? That was President Franklin Roosevelt. Franklin Roosevelt. Who did the United States fight in World War II? Who did the United States fight in World War II? Okay. We fought Japan, Germany, and Italy. Okay, you must say all three countries. Japan, Germany, and Italy. Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in? Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in? Eisenhower was in World War II. Eisenhower was a general in World War II. During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States? During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States? Communism. Communism. What movement tried to end racial discrimination? What movement tried to end racial discrimination? That was the Civil Rights Movement. The Civil Rights Movement tried to end racial discrimination. What did Martin Luther King Jr. do? What did Martin Luther King Jr. do? Martin Luther King Jr., he fought for civil rights. He worked for equality for all Americans. Okay, either answer is correct. What major event happened on September 11th, 2001 in the United States? What major event happened on September 11th, 2001 in the United States? Terrorists attacked the United States. Terrorists attacked the United States. Name one American Indian tribe in the United States. Name one American Indian tribe in the United States. Okay, here we have a list of American Indian tribes. There are actually over 500 federally recognized tribes, but you can choose one of these. For example, Cherokee, Navajo, Sioux, Crow, Mohegan, Creek, Apache, okay? So you just need to remember one name. Name one of the two longest rivers in the United States. Name one of the two longest rivers in the United States. Here they are. And you can say either the Missouri River or the Mississippi River. The Missouri River or the Mississippi River. What ocean is on the west coast of the United States? What ocean is on the west coast of the United States? Ocean on the west coast is the Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean. What ocean is on the east coast of the United States? What ocean is on the east coast of the United States? Ocean on the east coast is the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean. Name one U.S. territory. Name one U.S. territory. Okay, the U.S. has 5 territories to choose from. Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the American Samoa, the Northern Mariana Islands, or Guam. Name one state that borders Canada. Name one state that borders Canada. Okay, we have a bunch of states that border Canada. Any of these? Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Washington, or Alaska. Okay, just one state that borders Canada. Name one state that borders Mexico. Name one state that borders Mexico. Okay, here you have a choice of 4. California, Arizona, New Mexico, or Texas. You just need to name one state that borders Mexico. Any of these will do. What is the capital of the United States? What is the capital of the United States? The capital of the United States is Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. Where is the Statue of Liberty? Where is the Statue of Liberty? Okay. Lady Liberty, she is located in New York or on Liberty Island. Okay, either answer is correct. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? Why does the flag have 13 stripes? 13 stripes? Because there were 13 original colonies. Or you can say because the stripes represent the original colonies. Okay, either way is correct. Why does the flag have 50 stars? Why does the flag have 50 stars? Why does the flag have 50 stars? Because there is one star for each state. Or you can say because each star represents a state, or simply because there are 50 states. 50 stars, 50 states. What is the name of the national anthem? What is the name of the national anthem? Our national anthem is the Star-Spangled Banner. The Star-Spangled Banner. It's referring to the flag with all the stars on it, right? So the name of our national anthem is called the Star-Spangled Banner. When do we celebrate Independence Day? When do we celebrate Independence Day? Independence Day, also known as July 4th or the 4th of July, right? So we celebrate Independence Day on July 4th. Name 2 national U.S. holidays. Name 2 national U.S. holidays. Okay, we have a whole list here to choose from. You need to name 2. You can choose from New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and or Juneteenth. Okay, you need to name 2 national U.S. holidays. Very good. And there you have it. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please subscribe. Your support is very much appreciated and helps us continue our mission. As always, thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day.